Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for today, Monday, April 9th, 2018. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis is hosting the 16th Conference of Governors General and Presidents of the Caribbean region, which is taking place from Sunday 8th to Thursday 12th April.
So we're happy to have represented for the 16th Conference of Governors General and Presidents, representatives in terms of heads of state from Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, Belize, Dominica, the President, Grenada, Governor General, Montserrat, the Governor, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, of course St. Kitts and Nevis, and we have the former Governor General of St. Lucia, Dame Paulette Louisi, who demitted office last December after a stint of 20 years. The Governor General of Belize, he has been in office for in excess of 25 years. So we have very experienced persons who are here, and some persons who have recently assumed office and so are coming to see exactly and to seal the bonds of collegiality.
Today, Monday, April 9th, the delegates visited Nevis and were taken on a tour of the island, making stops at the Alexander Hamilton Museum, Bath Stream, Fort Charles, Nelson Museum, Government House, New River Estate, Newcastle Pottery. The tour culminated with lunch at Nisbet Plantation Beach Club.
We welcome all of you. I'm told that this afternoon we'll have a more formal ceremony, and I hope to get St. Kitts, the other part of the Federation, later this afternoon. So thank you for coming. Your Excellency, thank you so much for choosing to bring your colleagues over. And I believe that this is the most auspicious and prestigious occasion for us to have so many heads of state from our region present here with us in the island of Nevis. I'm happy by the applause. It appears everybody had a good lunch, and I trust and hope that the visit has been informative and beneficial to you, and that perhaps as you think about the next place you go to holiday, you may consider coming to Nevis with your families and enjoying for perhaps a longer period of time that which we have to offer.
And I thought it was very fitting that today we should have visited Sister Island Nevis, because speaking for myself, I have not been to Nevis in many years. And it was certainly a pleasure to see the development in the country and to see the relationship which exists presently between St. Kitts and Nevis. This has been a very interesting and informative visit, and we hope that this will guide us in terms of helping to strengthen the relationships between our individual countries. So once again, thank all of you, Premier, yourself, and all the persons from this hotel, on behalf of all of us, for a very enjoyable time here in Nevis.
Also present were Deputy Governor General, Her Honor Marjorie Morton, NIA Ministers, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, the Honorable Spencer Brand, the Honorable Hazel Brandy Williams, the Honorable Troy Liebert, and Opposition Member, the Honorable Joseph Parry. Meantime, according to Chair of the Conference, His Excellency Sir S.W. Tapley Seaton, Governor General of St. Kitts and Nevis, an opening ceremony and reception was slated to take place at Government House today, Monday, April 9th, with the Governors General and Presidents. Other visits while in the Federation will include one to the Information and Communications Technology ICT Center at the C.A. Paul Southwell Industrial Park, and the other to the recently opened 5-star luxury hotel, Park Hyatt St. Kitts, located at Christophe Harbour on the island's southeast peninsula. The working sessions of the conference will be held at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort, where several issues will be discussed. These issues relate to the Office of the Governor General and Office of President and the experiences of the office holders, central banks in the region, the Caribbean Court of Justice CCJ and its accomplishments in 50 years and prospects for the future, the University of the West Indies UWI, and a retrospective look at its 70 years in existence with predictions for the future, and the relationship of the High Commissions in London with Buckingham Palace. Also attending the 16th Conference of Governors General are some prominent persons, including former Governor General of St. Lucia, Dame Kalipo Perlette Louisi, the first woman to hold that post in St. Lucia and who held the office for 20 years. President of the CCJ, Sir Charles Michael Dennis Byron, who will commit office this year, Governor General of Belize and Dean of the Governors General of the Caribbean Region, Sir Colville Norbert Young, President of the Commonwealth of Dominica, His Excellency, the Honorable Charles Savarin, and Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Timothy Antoine. Phase 1 of a project to rid the island of unwanted scrap metal and scrap iron has commenced. The Nevis Solid Waste Management Authority has entered into a profit-sharing arrangement with U.S.-based scrap metal contractor Enclave Resources, which started its operations on the island on Thursday.
We're cleaning up all of the mass amounts of scrap metal, which have basically been aggregated and stored separately here for the last 18 years. Behind me you can see a large car logger baler which compacts cars and loose scrap metal into dense cubes, which you see directly behind me, which can be efficiently loaded out into an export container with a net shipping weight of approximately 22 to 25 metric ton, which I then ship to Florida, where we shred it and separate the frag, the metal, from the fluff, the non-metal material like the rubber and the upholstery, plastics, etc.
The project is expected to take place in 3 phases.
But phase 2, which we're going to start implementing as we move into May, 1 day a week, because we're going to be very busy here, we'll start going around and collecting from the community. Cleaning up all the cars and the refrigerators that you see abandoned in public spaces, in around town and in the fields. Also, we're making a list from any private citizen. They call into the Nevis Solid Waste Authority to Mr. Hendrickson offices, and we're keeping a list of houses that want us to combine pick up cars, refrigerators, scrap metal, and we'll do a consolidated route. We'll start that in May as well, 1 day a week, and that will increase as we get more and more cleaned up here at the landfill. Finally, after we clean up the entire island and clean up the entire landfill, a couple years down the road here, we're going to have bins in place where anybody can put the scrap metal in, so we never get back into the situation again where we have scrap metal left scattered around the island. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us here for cleaning up stuff from the last 18 years at the landfill, scattered around the island, and then we have sustainability measures put in place to keep recycling going forward.
According to the company's representative, Jeffrey Folsom, Enclave Resources will be the scrap metal contractor on the island of Nevis for the next 20 years.
This partnership, which Premier Brantley and his entire staff and administration pushed forward aggressively with me and did such a great job making sure that I was able to get this done in a timely manner, because this has been an issue for the last 18 years. They made sure that the Nevis Island administration would share in the profits of my business. So some of the net profits are going back to the Nevis Solid Waste Authority, which will be used to infuse capital into infrastructure programs to potentially buy new trucks, bins, expand programs, etc., collectively alongside my company.
Still to come.
This is our first call here, and I hope, as you said before, it won't be the last one.
The details after this break.
I cannot miss this festival this year. I gotta be there. Gotta be there. Gotta be there.
Welcome back. Tourism officials on Nevis welcomed the captain and crew of the MV Silver Muse on Friday, April 6th, when the ship made its inaugural call during an unscheduled visit to Nevis. Greg Phillip, Chief Executive Officer of the Nevis Tourism Authority, NTA, who led the welcoming delegation, said they were pleased for the visit, which gave the 400 passengers an opportunity to enjoy Nevis. He expressed hope that they would find favor with the destination and return for future visits.
Captain Marco, we are quite pleased that you are here for the first time, and we're always looking forward to hear what visitors for the first time have to say about Nevis, about when they first set foot in Nevis, that feeling that they get. And of course we also would hope that the clientele that you have on board, now that they've gone ashore, that they themselves too would also have a wonderful time. Enough so that in the future, your ship and its guests would see fit to actually return to Nevis. So we're quite hopeful of that. And in fact, we're confident that they're all going to have a good time and want to come back.
Thank you.
So welcome again.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your warm hospitality here in this beautiful Charlestown in Nevis Island. We're very happy to be here. I actually been here before with other cruise ships of Silver Sea, so I know a little bit of the island when I went ashore on the previous times. It's a beautiful place, and I'm sure that our guests will appreciate. And regarding the Silver Muse, this is our first call here, and I hope, as you said before, it won't be the last one.
Devon Liebert, the NTA's Director of Sales and Marketing, who chaired the welcoming ceremony, said they were pleased that the company Silver Sea Cruises had chosen to visit tranquil Nevis over the other destinations the Caribbean region offered. Also present were Ken Pemberton, Port Manager in the Nevis Air and Seaports Authority, and Tessa Manners, representative from the Ministry of Tourism. Members of the Department of Social Services Single Parents Support Group recently made a donation to the Cicely Brown Integrated School. According to member Lydia Lawrence, the presentation was the group's way of honoring its commitment to give back to the community.
This handing over ceremony today forms part of our week of activities celebrating International Single Parents Day. We are indeed pleased to be making this donation to this institution, and we are hoping that the supplies will do the staff and students well. May God bless you.
It is a welcome surprise. We were not expecting this as such a beautiful gift. Can you see, students? You see how beautiful that looks? Very, very inviting. Thank you very, very much for thinking of us on this special day. Thank you.
It is always a joy to be here at Cicely Brown Integrated Primary and to be able to share with the children and to know this morning that they are receiving gifts. It truly is a blessing, and I trust that the teachers and the students would make the best use of them. I know they are very creative. They love their painting, and they do a lot of hands-on work here. And I am sure that whatever is in the package will be used well.
Education officer responsible for the Cicely Brown Integrated School, Eileena Mills. International Single Parents Day is celebrated annually on March 21st. The Single Parents Support Group also celebrated the occasion with worship at the Church of God of Prophecy at Quaddock Road, a round table discussion on responsible parenting and a family fun day. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.